here. A little bit different environment here, and we're going to wait for a couple of things to go live. I've got a couple of different screens, and I'm down inside the shop today because I'm waiting for packages from FedEx, UPS, and the USPS, and they are notorious for not delivering to businesses promptly. So, yeah, that's the thing. Um, what do we got here? Looks like we got a handful of people in here. There we go. Okay, just went live. Let me go ahead and there we go. Let me close that out. And let's go ahead and mute that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, I've just got a couple of platforms that I'm watching this on to see what it's looking like and so on and so forth. Okay, so as usual, guys, do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe button. That way draws more people in here. We can get a little bit more interested in preparedness and show people that we're just these normally people. We're just these normally people. Mash that like button. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. I'm trying to monitor the chat on this tablet over here. So forgive me if I lose my mind. Also, this is a place of business that I'm in right now. It's not normally open till later on. But you know, the door is open, so, and the lights are on, so somebody could walk right in here at any time and kind of put a kink in my plan. So we're gonna go ahead and knock this out. Today, as usual, I do my research, say some things out there. Good morning, Southern Tier Prepper. And you know, when preparing for emergencies, that's right, I got some notes here. When preparing for emergencies, both personal and community-wide, certain topics stand out as essential. The top 10 preparedness topics are fundamental for ensuring safety, resilience, and effective response to various types of emergencies. So, you know, people don't just think preparedness, end of the world. They should be thinking preparedness, some kind of emergency. Maybe it's a medical emergency. Maybe it's a natural disaster. It could be anything, really. But those are the kind of things that people actually prepare for instead of just bunkers and stuff. So I'm going to turn this over here just a hair like that. There we go. All right. So the one of the number one things that pops up when you think about these types of topics is emergency planning and communication. I cannot emphasize enough that planning. Everybody thinks I'll just buy my cans, I'll just buy my pew, I'll just get jugs of water, you know, and everything will work out and everything will be fine. And then you find out very quickly that you have no real plan. You know, one of the things that I'm working on is apps that are applicable to preparedness. There are a lot of apps out there. Good morning, Hicktown. Good to see you. And there are a lot of apps out there that you know, on your phone, on your iPad or whatever it is, you know, that are applicable to preparedness. There's actually a couple out there that are flat out preparedness apps that, like, hey, oh, by the way, here's how you build a stockpile, and you can track the whole thing with your phone. It's already done for you. You just have to follow the list. It's pretty amazing stuff. A lot of camping apps will help you to set up emergency plans because now you have this whole list of stuff. And it's kind of funny how things that are in the camping, backpacking, hiking genre are very similar to, or should I say, line up almost directly with things that are in the preparedness space. So first thing is family emergency planning. You know, develop and practice plans for various scenarios, fires, natural disasters, etc. If you don't have a plan, you know, you can put everything you want on paper, okay? You can think this whole thing out, but if you don't talk about it with your family, you have flat out wasted your time. And yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Can I change this? What's the settings on that thing right there? Chat filter, top messages. No, we're good. All right, let's see here. Hold on a second. My partner Jester is sending me messages, and Scott's number. Cool. We're trying to locate one of our instructors or our speakers for Prep Stock. And he's been a little elusive, but I'm pretty sure it's just because he's super duper busy. I'm not worried about him. Cool. You want me to call him? All right. Anyway, so the other piece in emergency planning and communication is having some communication strategies, establish contact lists, methods for communicating during emergencies, and including those, the use of emergency apps and social media. So when you start to think about, we should not have to immediately, unless that's our plan, immediately go to go to our UV5Rs. We shouldn't have to immediately go to that, especially when, we can just send a text message and it doesn't jam up the network. Trying to call people during an emergency is always a mistake, because that just makes you feel better. It just jams up the networks. In the event of a natural disaster, the cellular voice network is going to be jam-packed with everybody trying to find everybody. So the text message is obviously going to be the best way to do it. But when you start to think about the different methods, use your brain, think outside the box, do those things. He's really adamant about this. Anyway, let's see here. We've talked about before, I know probably good 20 or 30% of you actually have a communications plan. And a communications plan is not this, Annex K from an op order. It's just a simple, it could be something as simple as a list of phone numbers and places to meet. And now your communications plan is set. It could be that simple. All right, so the next thing is disaster supply kits, essential supplies, assemble kits with water, food, medications, flashlights, batteries, first aid supplies, and other essentials. And obviously some of those are going to be the personal needs, and you're going to definitely going to want to be tailoring this to your individual needs, or the individual needs of your family members, such as baby supplies or even pet food. A simple disaster supply kit, water, food, medications, flashlight, batteries, first aid supplies, and other essentials. He really wants to talk to me right now, but he's just going to have to suck it up. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. I saw something pop into the chat, and I will address that if my eyes can see that tiny text. Let's see here. Andy says, for local comms, utilize FRS, GMRS, and or ham on the FM bands. Absolutely, you don't need a license for the FRS. You technically do need a GMRS license, but in a pinch, an emergency is an emergency, and emergency communications are authorized by the FCC on any band. So just FYI. Let's see here. That covers that. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. Let's see here. So the next thing is first aid and CPR training. Where's the camera? There's training, guys. You got to do some training. That's how ridiculously serious this is. I see people that buy IFAKs. They buy freaking, what is it? Stop the bleeds, chemicals and Israeli bandages and tourniquets. And they never, get the training. And the training is integral because the training will teach you how to set up your kit and then how to use the equipment that is inside of your kit. It's Doomsday Podcast. Yo, loser. What's up, Slackatron? Slackatron. I'm going to show this. And it's funny, too, Jess. That popped up as a comment that I have to decide whether I want to show or hide. So even YouTube knows you're a loser. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the show button. There it is. What is this? He sent me a picture of some I don't even know what this is. What? Oh, this is some kind of on my way gif. I got you, bro. Yeah, this is what I live with. This is what I live with. Anyway. Okay, so But seriously, basic first aid. Learn how to handle minor injuries such as cuts, burns, and fractures. Most people take those things for granted until somebody comes to you and says, "I think my arm is broken." And what do you do now? If you don't have the training for it, you're going to hodgepodge your way through it, and you could actually cause injury to the person or patient. You know. Let's see here. CPR techniques: obtain certification in cardiopulmonary resuscitation and automated external defibrillator AED use. How many times have you been walking through a county building and you'll see AEDs? Okay, that's an automated external defibrillator, and 99% of them actually talk to you and have dummy cards on them that you can. It's like you start pushing buttons and it starts step away, place the leads here. You know, it's some very calm voice like the one you're going to hear in your head during a plane crash, right? You know, AEDs are so expensive to get at home. They are very expensive. But what I'm talking about, Hicktown, is the fact that you could save somebody's life inside of one of these buildings that actually has an AED inside of it. And the training is so simple. When I had my AED training, it was an add-on to my CPR training. Didn't cost anything. They showed us how to use this. They showed us how to use the training device. And now I know how to use an AED. That knowledge never goes away, you know. But, you know, obviously CPR changes every 4 frickin' years. It's a little crazy. Anyway, so you guys get that CPR training, get that certification. At the minimum, get on frickin' YouTube and watch a damn video. There are 1,000 of them out there that teach people how to use CPR, you know, so it doesn't hurt. That knowledge doesn't hurt. Viking Queen, shut up. Good morning, young lady. Bob Peter says, I'm going to get AED, CPR, and first aid training through work. There you go. If you can get them to pay for it, banging on. It's got so bad that even I believe the Red Cross actually charges you now for CPR training. So it's a little ridiculous. Let's see here. I'm going to turn my phone off now that he's monitoring my every movement. No. All right. Number 4 is evacuation routes and shelters. Route planning should be a key portion of this. One of these 10 things. Identify multiple evacuation routes from your home and community. So, effing Red Cross. What's up, Turk? Or Tuck? What's up, Tuck? You know, I mean, it is what it is. So I don't know. Anyway, so identify multiple evacuation routes from your home and community. And you need to do this because we take it for granted that we're just going to get in our car and go a certain direction to get to a certain place. Well, you know, what if? You know, you play the what if game and you might need to know different routes to get away from danger. Also, knowing the shelter locations. Know the locations of emergency shelters and procedures for accessing them. You know, do I have a dog? Does the shelter take a dog? It's that simple, really. Knowing where they are because they're not clearly defined anymore. If you're talking about just a hurricane shelter, it's normally a school, but maybe it's not the school that's near your house. Maybe there's only one school in the county for that hurricane shelter, you know, and you got to know where that is. So it is what it is. Let's see here. We'll take what we can get. Hicktown says, I agree. They suck. Only good. That damn heart is in the way. That freaking heart that you can hit if you really wanted to. Everybody find the damn heart or something, a smiley face or 100% or something. Start tapping that button like crazy. Anyway, let's see here. But knowing where the shelter locations are is going to definitely assist you in being able to get away from danger if something happens to your dwelling. Or something may happen to your dwelling, you know. Gonna take a sip of coffee right now. Oh, people are putting stuff in the text. Unless my local gov has a list of secret shelters, there are not nearly enough capacity. Better leave early. Yes, in the case of hurricanes, that's absolutely true. But in the case of tornadoes, that is a different story. You have almost no warning that these things are coming. So, what's up, Deborah? Good to see you. All right, I wish I could see what those emojis were, Jester, but I cannot. They're too small. I think they're turkeys. Okay, or roosters. All right, so the next thing we're going to move on to is home safety and security. There's two key things. Is one is fire safety, and the other is security measures. What's up, West Virginia Pappy? Not turkeys. All right, hold on. They're roosters. They're roosters. The rooster's on fire. No. All right, so the key things are fire safety and security measures when we start talking about your home. With fire safety, make sure that you have smoke detectors, have fire extinguishers, and practice escape routes. A lot of people don't think about that. I mean, when you're sitting down with your family tonight after supper and you're watching the boob tube, if that's what you do, and you just ask your kid, if there was a fire in the kitchen right now, where would you go? They're probably like, what? Because that's where their brains are all at. Every single one of them. These are simple things. Emojis are little. I know that, Andy. See, now I have to hit the show button so people can see that. Come on now. Is it not going to let me show that? Another mod. Okay, so I guess you guys should be able to see that now, but I don't care. Well, it depends on who was cooking. Yes. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. If you're sitting there in your living room, all right. But seriously, install smoke detectors. Change the batteries once every year. Sometimes even sooner. But it is what. Escape is especially important if you're not on the ground floor. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Do you just plan on throwing yourself out of a window, or is there actually a way for you to get down or shorten that distance? But it's kind of a thing. It's kind of a thing. And then security measures that fall within this category are strengthen home security with locks, alarms, and safety protocols. If you've been following me long enough, I always tell people the first thing you do is check the screws that are in your door plate. Because most screws that are installed in your door plate are about that long. You need to take those suckers out and get you some nice 3-inch screws. And believe me, it changes the game. It really changes the game. Getting as far as somebody trying to kick your door in, it seriously strengthens the integrity of the door frame as far as somebody being able to kick it in. So. Locks, alarms, and safety protocols. Alarms, one of the things that I do is I use Simply Safe. I don't have a monitoring service, but when that thing goes off, they don't know that. They don't know that. What's up, Bradley? Good to see you. And it looks like Rose is here. Good. Hey, good to go. Let's see. Turk says, I have a bunch of battery-operated screamers all over the place, immune to power loss. That's cool. That's cool. I tell you what, one of the things that I've seen too is, and I used one there for a while before I got my Simply Safe. You can buy these little things that you can hang on your doorknob, and they have motion sensors on them, hooked to little sonic alarms. And you just turn them on before you go to bed. And if your front door knob moves or the door moves, it goes off. Let's see here. Heck yeah, I saw lots of, what's up, Life Done Free? Good to go. Yeah. Those 3-inch screws are game changers. Anyway, but yeah, you can buy those on Amazon. You can buy them pretty much anywhere, and you can travel with them. So that's what they were designed for, is hotel room doors. But they work in your house too. They work in your house too. They take either 9-volt or AA batteries, and they are loud. They're basically the same like the joggers alarms. You can run with them, and they're just like a little box, and you hold the button down, and the alarm goes off, and it's super loud, drawing attention. Yeah, it'll wake you up. It'll wake you up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to water and food storage. Water storage. We've got water storage, and we've got non-perishable foods that fall into this category. Now, water storage, it means that you need to store adequate water for drinking, cooking, and hygiene. People hear about the 1 gallon a day per person. That's great. That's great if you want to drink 1 gallon a day. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't drink 1 gallon worth of liquid per day. It's part of our society. And you probably should be. Now, with that said, if you probably should be, then you probably need a gallon to wash dishes with, and you probably need a gallon to wash your body with. So it's really closer to 3. You know, obviously the math it's a little bit of foo-foo science there, you know. Good morning, Chris. But the reality is that you're going to need more than 1 gallon a day. And the thing is those things start to pile up. Now, there should be a link in the description. And you know, I honestly don't know if there is or not. Ugh. Let's see here. There is not. There is not. But if you go to localprepper.net and go to my trusted products and scroll to the bottom, there are 2 things that have to do with water. And one of them is the water tank company. They're actually sponsoring Prep Stock. And you can get yourself a significant deal there on different sizes. I have a 55-gallon one in my basement. And then also the, oh, I'm losing my mind, the water machine filtering water. You know, you not just need to be able to store water, but you need to be able to filter water. And the water machine is a game changer. You can go in there and get one of those and they're pretty too. They're kind of neat. I need to do a video on my water machine because I use it every day. I've been using it every day for over a year now. It's freaking awesome. But water is difficult because it takes up a lot of space and it's very, very heavy. So, you know, people, it's like, I'm going to buy this water tank and I'm going to put it in my, you know, I don't know, the corner of my house. And then you find out that you just added, you know, anywhere from 300 to 700 pounds of weight to that one corner of your house. And that can be an issue. Let's see here. Tuck says, my weakness is the water. God damn this damn thing. You know what? Can I detach that and make that bigger? That's what she said, right? How about chat? And then can we make that bigger? We can. There we go. I'm going to throw this over here for the big stuff. There we go. All right. My weakness in the water category aggravate the heck out of me, partially because we mostly potential source last year to incomplete. Lost a potential source last year to incomplete. Well, that sucks. That definitely sucks. Okay. All right. So, and then obviously non-perishable foods. So stock up on foods with long shelf lives and rotate stock regularly. You know, obviously you want the preps that you buy, as far the food preps that you buy, they should be preps that you're going to eat, that you normally eat. You know, if you don't ever eat corn, then don't buy corn. The canned goods took the place of goods that were canned at home many years ago. By all rights, they could actually be better than things that you actually can yourself. I've done some canning myself. It is pretty easy. It's time consuming and detailed work, but it is what it is. Hey, Star, good to see you. Let's see here. But yeah, canned goods, man. 6 can method. Get your ass to Wally World. Start buying some canned goods. It is what it is. Don't underestimate. What was that? Don't underestimate the joy of canned fruit cocktail. Yes, absolutely, man. That is in syrup. That is some good stuff, actually. Let's see. Store only what you eat. Simple. Yes, very, very much true. Very true. Rotate, and it'll automatically rotate itself when you do it that way. The problem people fall into is they buy things that they don't normally eat, and then so they don't eat it, and then it just goes bad over time. All right, so the next one no one's gonna want to hear this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Financial preparedness. Bum, bum, bum. You need to have emergency funds, and you need to have document protection, okay? Emergency funds. Maintain an emergency savings account for unexpected expenses. If you can afford to drink Starbucks every morning, you can afford to put $2 away every day. It's that easy. Let's see, document protection. Keep important documents safe and accessible, including insurance policies and identifications. I've told you guys in past videos that I actually have like this little satchel that I grab that has everything from my deed, birth certificates, social security cards, all that stuff. It's all in one spot, so I can be like, get it and go. In worst case scenarios, there's a fire in the house and there's no way to do anything about it, and I gotta go. I gotta go. Have cash and perhaps silver or gold. I don't have a problem with that, Andy. I don't have it, but yeah, you should probably have a little bit of cash too. The survival buzz. Hello. Hey, what's going on, man? All right, so the next thing is health and medication management. The two things that fall into that category are prescription preparedness and medical records. So under prescription preparedness, ensure a supply of necessary medications and know how to store them properly. I can't emphasize enough. It's like, well, I go to my doctor and he won't give me enough. He'll only give me like 1 month worth. A lot of that, they fall into these procedures and protocols within medicine, within prescription medicine, that they will only issue so many things because they're trying to follow these protocols to protect themselves via insurance, that kind of thing. And what it comes down to is you just need to find a company where you can actually get what you need. I always recommend people go to Jace Medical. They have the Jace, what is it, Jace? It's Jace Plus or something like Jace Daily, I think it's called. If you go to localprepper.net, you can actually find a link to them on my trusted customers, trusted products for Jace Medical, and you can actually save a little bit of money because it is medication. But you can sign up for their service, and they will give you a buttload of medication that you can now rotate. And they'll actually send you emails when it comes time to do any type of rotations. So based off of your usage and the type of medication that you have, they have a huge list of medicine that you can now get from them and build a pantry, a surplus. So I do recommend that people do that. The other thing is medical records. Keep copies of medical records and a list of health conditions and allergies. Almost nobody does this. The only people that have these kind of things are like people that like have chronic injuries and they got to go to different doctors. Those are the only people that have that. But why not? Why not have at the minimum a list of health conditions and allergies? So that if something went wrong, yeah. Let's see here. We're going to go ahead and let's see here. Vacuum seal, rice, beans, like LP showed us. I got you, bro. I got you. Let's see here. Buzz says, Rob Buzz says, I have a pretty cool doctor. He gives me extra stuff to have on hand. That's freaking awesome. That's that doctor-patient relationship. The medical industry has really just kind of gotten stupid. It really has. Doctors won't violate protocol because the protocol has been set by the hospital or where they're allowed to practice, and that hospital's protocol has been defined by the insurance companies. It's that easy. It's that easy. So you have two layers of stupidity telling doctors what they can and cannot do. This doctor could literally be like, yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that. But they're not allowed to do it because of protocol. So let's see. Tuck says, Jason's a great option for many. Sadly, they don't carry most crucial meds yet. They actually have a pretty serious list. The problem is that some medications are they have certain requirements that what's the words I'm looking for? They're probably not in the pain medication business, and obviously that's why, because they don't want people, hey, I've got, and then you go off and you sell them, and stupid stuff happens. But they do have a pretty long list. So warfarin, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is, bro. I have to pay full price sometimes because insurance will only cover me so often. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to communication systems. In that, subcategories in that are emergency alerts and backup communication. Emergency alerts, sign up for local emergency alert systems and understand how to receive updates. There are lots and lots and lots of services out there. A lot of them come through your county. Some of them will actually come through your town or city. You can sign up for emergency alerts, and when something goes down, they'll actually like text you like that. The other is backup communication. Have alternatives such as battery operated radios and walkie-talkies. Obviously, we talked about this earlier in the very first segment, but communications is seeming to leach into a lot of different things that are preparedness. So, learning how to use those ham radios, it's a blood thinner. I got you. And knowing how to use those radios, which is really not that difficult, but basically like, hey, maybe you just need a list of frequencies and the names of those frequencies, and then knowing how to put them into the radio, and maybe just having someone else with the same kind of, radio that you can talk to who has that same list, and cha-cha, you've got a comm plan. All right, so what we got here? Community and social preparedness is the 10th thing we're going to talk about. And the two categories are neighborhood plans and volunteer programs. So neighborhood plans, is where you collaborate with your neighbors to create community emergency plans. And it sounds odd. This is one of the hardest things to do in prepping. It's right up on that top shelf of the hard things to do or get done. Some people got it easy. Some people, hey, everybody in my cul-de-sac, we all know what's going on. We're all going to come to each other's aid if something goes wrong. It used to be very simple. When the streetlights came on and Johnny was playing in somebody's yard, he got sent home. It was very common in my day and age to get your ass whooped by somebody's mom, and followed up with a phone call. Oh, by the way, I whooped your son's ass because he was acting like a moron. Okay, no problem. Thank you. It's very common in the day. Now, not so much, but there was people looked out for each other, and there was a community plan. It just wasn't on paper. It was that unwritten rule of taking care of people in your neighborhood. So having some kind of community emergency plan where you're actually collaborating on ideas, I guess basically neighborhood watch without the neighborhood watch. Like, what is your plan when something goes down? Having one of those is kind of important. Also, there are volunteer programs, getting involved in local emergency response teams, also known as CERT teams, or volunteer groups to strengthen community resilience. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. From the preparedness standpoint, being part of one of these teams actually takes you away from your family if something happens. So think about that before you join up, but it's still really good training, and 99% of the time, it's completely free. And then, each topic we've talked about, is a blend of practical preparedness and awareness. Proper planning, regular training, and staying informed are crucial for effective emergency preparedness. Let's see here. Nothing has happened in the chat. That's fine. And I think to close this out is there's more to preparedness than just stacking cans, just practicing with your pew, because those are, we think about preparedness, we think about worst case scenarios. We don't think about the hurricane. We don't think about the windstorm. We don't think about, flooding. We don't think about those things. And we probably should, and know that for everything, there is a season. There's a reason why that catchphrase means something. Okay, so let's see. Lastly, prep stock, guys. Prep stock. There's no more campsites left that are within walking distance. The last one got taken up last night. So now if you're coming to prep stock, you need to either stay in a hotel, at a friend's house, an Airbnb, which sounds pretty cool, or if you want to camp, you have to camp on the other side of the lake. It's an 11-minute drive. The good thing is some of those sites actually have power and water. You just have to do it. Go to prepstock.net and you'll see what we're talking about. Get your tickets We already have a good amount of people coming. We are very happy with what we're seeing so far. It's going to be an awesome, awesome event. So many giveaways. An unbelievable amount of giveaways. That's kind of the thing we're doing that's different than a lot of other events where they want to do other things. We just want to give you stuff. And that's what our sponsors want to do as well. Chastity, hold on a second. What is her name? There was a winner. We got a winner for that giveaway for the 12-piece survival kits. Let's see here. Courtney. Her name is Courtney. Courtney, I know that I've already responded to you. Send me an email to contact.localprepper@gmail.com, and we will get the process started for me getting that to you to the local USPS and toward your fingers, your fingers. Okay, guys, I think that's going to be about it for today. As usual, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like and subscribe button. If you really like what I'm doing, support the channel. There are links below. We shall talk to you later.